We're off to the movies now, and fans of the Kingsman franchise can finally see the long-awaited prequel, which is The Kingsman. It was delayed more than half a dozen times.
This third instalment takes us back to where it all began as a secret spy network sets out to foil a mysterious plot to start a world war. Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis caught up with the stars of this action comedy. Here it is.
My flock. This will not be a war of heroes. Nations will slaughter each other while we get rich. This is going to be fun.
2 years since its scheduled release date, The Kingsman is finally hitting the big screen. And it's been such a long wait, even the stars are having trouble remembering the plot.
Not quite as much as I'd like to, given that you're about to ask us direct questions about the plot and what it was like playing our characters.
It actually feels like we shot it just after the First World War. It was so long ago. I'm amazed it's in colour.
I think it does hold the record for the most delayed film, does it? But I think they were right to delay it because it needs to be seen on the big screen.
For those who need it, here's a recap. The film is a prequel origin story that serves up a tongue-in-cheek history lesson with some surprising twists. Set during the outbreak of World War I, a collection of history's worst tyrants and criminal masterminds have gathered to plot a war to wipe out millions.
We are the first independent intelligence agency. Refined but brutal. Civilized but merciless.
Rhys Ifans is the Duke of Oxford, and in a race against time to stop them, a mysterious intelligence agency is born. Gemma Arterton plays Pollyanna Polly Wilkins, a kind of rock and roll Mary Poppins, who's a domestic servant to the Duke.
Do you forget your manners?
Guilty as charged.
I think that's such a good way of describing her. She's the emotional glue of the family, but she's the matriarch in a way. And, you know, there's more to her than meets the eye. So she, as we learn as the film goes on, she's a very accomplished markswoman.
The film features real-life characters and events in a blend of fact and fiction. British star Tom Hollander plays a trio of famous historical figures involved with World War I.
There's a lot of real-life characters, and then it's almost like Matthew and his co-writer throwing them up in the air and let them drop on the ground and reassembled them.
Incredibly, one of the key plot points in the film about the demise of Rasputin, depicted by Rhys Ifans, seems grounded in fact.
The characters are real in the sense that they exist, but the interactions between these characters is of course Matthew Vaughan's wonderful creation.
Djimon Hounsou stars as Shola, who's instrumental in starting the Kingsman organisation.
Djimon, you've played a knight, a vicar, a chief, an emperor, a coach and a wizard. How would you describe Shola?
He's a man of great integrity, a soulful man. In respect to all the other films, all the other characters, I think he's quite, organically real.
Now, tell me, for both of you, in two really big films, your characters have died pretty epic deaths. How much more fun is it to be doing the killing?
I think one of the hardest things to act is dying, because no one really knows what that's like. It's a really hard thing to do.
Well, it's a lot more fun to be killing.
The Kingsman is in cinemas now.
Why is it that boys are always so messy?
Looks exceptional.
It looks really good.
Sign me up. A rock and roll
Worth
Mary
the wait.
Poppins.